everybody. Welcome to today's edition of El Cafecito. Today we have our very own Sabrina Torres with us. Sabrina is our Student Program and Activity Coordinator for the MSAP office. Sabrina, would you like to talk a little bit about what you do here?
Yeah. So I basically get to oversee registered student organizations here on campus, as well as the Student Organization Advisory Council, and then of course overall help in the office with our programs that we host each month, as well as helping and assisting with the Multicultural Advisory Council. So a little bit of everywhere, but I love it. It's fun. Very engaging and getting more work experience in my career. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you for taking the time to be with us today. This is her second appearance. She appeared last as a grad assistant when she was working here in the office, and now again as a full-time staff. So, are you ready to get into our questions?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Starting off, if you could choose an age to remain forever, which age would you choose?
Oh, that's such a good question. Ooh,
That's why we asked it.
I want to say probably 23 or 24. It's like you're still like young and you're still ambitious. I'm not saying like now I'm not as ambitious,
Okay.
but
Her ambition is gone.
But like I feel like between that age right there, you are like conquering all of these different things in your life that kind of like just hit you, especially if you're in college and you're wanting to reach your goal really quickly, or just your educational goal and just in general. I feel like that's that ambitious, really good time to like, do what you got to do, learn new things, travel and stuff like that. So I feel like during my personal like years, I guess, like during that time, like I was here at school with friends, traveling with them, kind of like going and doing things. So definitely during that, I would say 23, 24. Yeah.
That's a good choice. I feel like that age is, you kind of feel like you're still at the point where anything could happen.
Yeah. Like,
Whereas,
or anything's like possible.
Yeah. And so you don't know, you might know what you're going to do, but you know that you're probably not going to be where you're at forever.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Good call. What's the greatest bit of advice a parent or mentor has given you?
Ooh, that's a good one. I mean, I feel like parents always give us that advice of like, reach for your dreams and stuff like that. So I feel like that's the direction I guess I would go, is like from a parent, or at least my parent. My mom would like, always let me know like, hey, it's okay if you struggle a little bit. Keep on going and keep on pushing. Learn from your mistakes. Don't think that they're really mistakes, but redirect your person, or like your I don't know how to say, like your I got lost, I'm sorry.
You're good.
Edit this out.
It's okay. It's all educational. Like I mean, like the experience of making mistakes, failure is a learning experience. Yeah,
and then it's kind of going above that and like, okay, this is what I did. How can I do better to get where I want to be?
Right.
So yeah. So keep that one in.
If you could go anywhere in the world on vacation, where would you go?
Anywhere?
Anywhere.
I would probably go to Hawaii, into like their beach.
Yeah. Their beach
scene. Oh, you know what? I don't know. I seen it like on Facebook. You know how Facebook's more for videos now.
Yeah.
And so like there's this thing or like this video that I kept on seeing. It's like, I guess it's like a channel now or whatever. And so I think I would actually want to go to Australia's beach.
Okay.
And I believe it's called the Bondi Beach.
Yeah.
And it's really big. It's really popular. And they do like a lot of rescues there, like the show. That's what it's about. But I definitely would want to go there because the atmosphere looks really, really fun. There's like, it's the beach, and then it's like literally like next to it's like the boardwalk of like, it has like different little pop-in shops or mom and pop shops like all around there, like ice cream, food, and stuff like that. I definitely would probably want to go there. Yeah.
Would you try surfing? Would
yes.
you ever try
yes. I definitely would try.
That sounds like a blast. It looks super hard, but
hey, at least you tried.
Yeah.
If I was there, definitely would. Heck yeah, I would try. So.
Yeah. What is the best perk that you've ever had at a job?
Ooh. I would want to say the first go around, I feel like everybody would like kind of like answer like promotional items. Mm-hmm. So yes, definitely promotional items, but also making, or within that position or that work area, definitely making networking connections with other people that are in the department. I think that's kind of like a nice perk, because whenever you graduate and you're like, I need a reference, or how do I relate to or get advice from to the goal or the position that you want. So I think making those connections between there, you'll be able to reach those goals. So I definitely would want to say networking. I know that's a weird answer, but
no, not at all.
but I think networking would be one of the ones that it's a nice perk because you kind of get to know the real behind the scenes of how things work. And I think that's what prepares you for your educational goals, but also like your career goals that you want to reach.
Right. Yeah, in the short time that I've been here, it's amazing just the variety of people I've got to meet from different departments. And not to say that like I'm only going to use these people for, you know, whatever personal gain, but you make friends in different walks of life.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's overall, yeah, it's been really cool here, specifically here. So, but yeah, you can take that anywhere.
Heck yeah.
What are you most excited about in relation to your job this year?
Ooh, that's an awesome question.
You got a lot to look forward to, don't you?
Yes, I'm so excited for this upcoming fall, just in general, just like the school year. Is because like students and us, we're going to be able to interact a little more, well actually a whole lot more. But because of the past year, it's kind of difficult to look back and not really, like students weren't able to do anything really. But going to this year, that's what I'm most excited about, is like interacting with students, getting them to where they want to be in their career development, or, you know, as an organization where they want to be, what goals that they have. Those are those connections I definitely want to make with each organization so that I can help them grow. Just because with the past year, membership may be low for some, and I definitely want to get them to where they want to be. So definitely shout out, follow us on social media, guys, ASU Student Orgs, and tag us in y'all's or tag us just in general so that we can put it on our story so other organizations can either collaborate with you, do events with you, you know, just kind of that way, and also like students to be involved.
Right.
So I think that's like the most exciting thing for me is that being able to talk to our students and see what their goals are, and then of course our major events that we have within the school year. So
yeah, feels like it's been a long time since we've had any of that.
Yeah.
Describe one experience you've had where you took a huge leap of faith.
That's a good one. I want to say it was probably coming back to school after a 2-year break. Because I was just like, am I okay to do this? Am I going to get back in the groove of things, going back into education? Like I just wasn't sure, and I was just like, let's see what happens. And I was super excited and super nervous, but I think that was like my biggest leap of faith, is going for it without really knowing if you're going to be good at it or not. Yes, I was, of course, in school like 2 years prior, but like having that gap is kind of scary some, because you worry about other things because you're more than likely already an adult, living on your own, or have a family and stuff like that. So I think with that, like for me, it was like worrisome. But once I got into the groove of things, it was easier. Yeah. So I was just like, oh, this was my moment. Like, oh, this is for me. Because after I started taking those classes, I was like, keep on giving me classes. This is so awesome. This is the content of each of the topics were just very engaging, and the things that I wanted to know, because this is what I wanted to do. You know. So definitely was a big leap of faith.
It definitely is. Yeah. Being like non-traditional as well, like. I totally agree with the, you know, the sentiment that it is scary coming into it. Like, I haven't been to school in this long.
Yeah.
And, like, but I think too that once you get back into it, you have it's almost a different confidence, because you have the realization that being in the world has kind of set you up for, you know, a success to a degree. You know, you still have to apply yourself like any other student would, but you have like confidence in like life experience, which is very cool. But also, it is scary.
Yeah. You just don't ever know what's going to happen, you know?
Right. What is the meaning of your name, Sabrina?
So we looked this up earlier, because I didn't know this was a question, y'all. But my meaning of Sabrina means legendary princess. Okay. So take it as you will, I guess.
Our very own legendary princess right here.
Yay!
Nobody ever forget this moment. That's probably the best.
That's so random, right?
I wasn't expecting that. Like, It sounds so unassuming. Like you would never expect such like. It's
Yeah,
great.
I was just like, when I looked it up, and I was like, oh, that's what it means. I remember, like, way back when I looked at what my name meant, and I was just like, okay, that's what that means. And I was like, that's kind of funny, but okay.
Okay, so, and we might have already touched on this with the other vacation, but
Okay.
beach, safari, or forest?
Forest.
Forest, okay.
I know, totally different.
Yeah.
I've been to the beach already,
Right.
and so I love it. Like, I know that it's already there, but I would definitely want to experience, like, a forest type of cabin feel. I think that would
Yeah.
be really, really cool. Either with friends, family, whoever, just, you know, to be out there secluded kind of from
Yeah.
the world. I think that kind of gives you that, like, wholesome feeling, but also because I love Twilight, and kind of like I want one of those houses, you know, it's kind of in the forest, but you know, I'm obsessed. It's top 10 right now, I think.
Okay. What is your favorite grocery item? It says here while shopping locally, but I guess that just means San Angelo.
I guess San Angelo. I would have to say pickles.
Pickles.
I like pickles, yeah. Whether it's from grocery store, I tried. I know that the farmer's market, they have some pickles that are like sold locally.
Yeah.
And they are sour / kind of spicy, but they're pretty good. I don't know. It's like just some like random vendor that does pickle or pickling, I guess.
Yeah.
So I don't actually know the name, but they do pickles. So
What's
they're
your
pretty good.
What's your favorite kind of pickle? This is an off the record question for the
Okay.
legendary princess.
Oh yeah.
Actually, it's on the record, but it's off the list.
I would have to say I like spear pickles that are sour.
Okay.
Yeah.
Spice or no?
It just depends. Like,
Yeah.
if it's like spicy, has a hint of spice, great. But if not, then I'm okay with it too. Like,
Okay.
yeah, I don't know, I like sour things. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, sour pickles are awesome.
What would you say was the hardest class in your academic career?
For my bachelor's degree, I would say my animal science class, that was anatomy and physiology class, was very difficult. Going into it, I tried my best, and it was very difficult. I was studying constantly, whether with myself or the friends, flashcards, literally everything. It was just having those twos, like, you learn one on paper and then one you learn live with actual animal carcasses. I don't know if students know that, but you know, to get that experience, a hands-on experience, especially if you go into that field right after college, not high school.
Yeah.
Right after college. But I would say that. Now for the master's program that I was in, it wasn't more of the difficulty of the class. It was how much time is put into that class, because you have a time or a deadline to meet each week, and it's like you're not particularly in a class. It's more of, here's the assignment, it needs to get done, and if it doesn't get done by this time, you kind of start losing points. And not the greatest thing to do, so don't do that, guys. Don't procrastinate. But you'll be able to, it's just like that time frame of making sure you put time into that specific class that you're taking, especially if it's online, because you're not in a class at all. So it's like basically at your own pace, but with a deadline at the end of the week. So
big people rules
Yeah.
apply.
apply.
If you had to choose between only having a cell phone or a car for the rest of your life, which would you choose?
I would choose a car.
Too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a phone's, it's a phone, you know.
Right.
But you can also drive to people's houses and be like, hey, you're doing something today, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like the
I
car
need
is
to borrow
more
your phone.
right. And this is totally off topic. One year, my uncle has always had a phone, but he would never answer it. I remember one summer, me and my cousin were trying just to get a hold of my uncle or his dad, and we would call, be like, hey, hey uncle, you want to do some stuff, or like go hang out or whatever. Me and him and his sisters and stuff, but like, he would never answer the phone, like, ever. And it's like, uncle, I tried to call you, and he was just like, oh, you did? And he would check his phone. You didn't call me? And then he'd go look, and then he would see like how many missed calls he had. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I would say we could all live without a phone. It takes over our minds anyways.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think definitely getting away, but I think that's maybe just speaking a little bit about my soul. Is technology is, yes, there, but you don't necessarily need to have it, especially like if you're doing family time and stuff, you
Right.
know. So
And to think that only 100 years ago we lived without both of them. For the most
I
part, you know?
know, exactly.
1920 people were still using horse and carriage. Like,
Exactly.
what is one of your greatest work-related achievements?
I would have to say me being able to transition into this position and have that communication with our student organizations online or at least virtually. So I guess I can say one of my biggest achievements, what I would say, is creating a video for them to understand the transitions of going into transition leadership with them becoming the president or any other portion of that officer that they get appointed to. So I would say that video was very very well put together for students to be able to understand, because we almost basically lost a year. There was ins and outs of communications with organizations, and so this was my way of trying to revamp and help them get to where they need to be, and starting that transition process for each of the organizations.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like that video definitely has helped them, because a lot of them are already turning in that renewal form. So
awesome.
y'all guys, I'm very proud of y'all.
So you
Keep
get to
on
see it
sending
at
them in.
work?
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and so that turnaround is just awesome, because you see it live right there happening or in our office pretty much. So.
Yeah, and that looked like that video looked like a big project too.
Yeah.
There's a lot in that. So to see it actually.
To see it within an hour, yes.
And then to see it at work, and
yeah.
People are getting the information they need, and the gears are turning because of something you made.
Yeah,
and
so
it's really neat.
It's exciting.
Yeah. What class did you take in school that helps you with your job?
Ooh, I would say all my classes, but definitely for the master's program, my student development leadership classes definitely have helped me, not only personally, but also professionally. Of course, the question's more professionally, but not any specific class, but all of them really, because they tackle on different topics that you are potentially going to use in your actual career, depending on what area of higher education or education that you are trying to go or move or evolve into your career. So I think that all of them are very beneficial, because you learn so many different things, such as the minority or underrepresented students that are on campuses, or the trends within universities, policies and things like that. So I think a little bit of everything has helped me to understand how somewhat of higher education works, especially in our area too, or the area that I work in, because there's just so many different multitudes of things that we oversee just in general, and being multifaceted with all of those topics helps me personally, and I hope others that are taking or in the same courses or courses just in general, that are going for the master's or even for the bachelor's, is that those classes are going to be beneficial to you no matter what area you're going to go into. They don't have to be specific, but if they are, that's great. That's why you're going to get your degree, no matter what it is. And I think those classes, personally for me, have been definitely beneficial for sure.
Awesome. Okay, we have arrived at our final question. I feel like I say this every time. I might not, but I need to switch it up a little bit. What is your favorite ASU tradition?
Ooh, I would have to say going to the gum tree is my favorite tradition.
I've seen that. I was like, what on earth is
going on here? Yeah. Definitely, I feel probably hasn't gotten used as much this past year, of course. But definitely is there on the side of the library, hanging out. Regrowth is happening on it, which is awesome. But yeah, I would say definitely going to the gum tree and saying that little thing that you need, putting it on there, and hopefully you get good luck for whatever you're doing. So definitely I have used the gum tree within my time here at ASU, so it works, y'all. That's all I have to say.
Maybe I should start. I always just give it the old side eye every time, like, what? Why? Okay, okay.
Yeah, so if you have a major exam coming up or something, I would definitely be like, you know what, I need some luck today, or all the time, whatever.
Yeah.
And just stick it on the gum tree. And let its magic
out.
work. That's all I have
awesome.
to say.
Now I get it. Well, that concludes concludes our interview. Sabrina, thank you so much for being on with us again and for going through these questions. Everyone else, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.